Hello, Sean Maloney, Digital Business Masters with Karatbars. This video, we're going to talk about K-Merchant, and we're going to do this at a relatively high level. This is an introductory video to those of you who are using this as a merchant or retailer. Congratulations. And those of you who are acting on behalf of that retailer or merchant as an affiliate support member. So this applies both ways. It's a high-level overview. So to get into your Karat Merchant or Key Merchant account, you simply go to k-merchant.com, as you can see here, and you either register or you log in. Okay. Now the steps before this are relevant because it is very much advised from our point of view at DBM that you are also um, a member of the Gold Standard Bank. In other words, you are an affiliate for Karatbars. That way, you're able to maximize some of the points I'm going to make on this particular video. If not, it's no problem. There are people out there who will support you in using this in your business. And the bottom line with K-Merchant is all about you expanding your ability to allow people to pay for your goods and services in something called the crypto space or blockchain space. Okay, and this is very important. K-Merchant allows you to take payments for your goods and services in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or KBC, which is fundamentally a gold. Okay, now that works very, very simply, as I'll show you in this high-level video, whereby your people or your desk, your till, simply has an application either running as an API plugin on your laptop, at your desk, at your till, or on a mobile device such as a tablet or a phone, and it runs as an application, a free application that allows you to present the K-Merchant system to the customer. The customer will raise a QR code through their own private blockchain-based wallet, crypto wallet, such as Coinbase. They will raise the monies. For example, you're selling a cup of coffee for $5. They will raise from Coinbase $5 worth of, for example, Bitcoin. That will instigate a QR code. And that QR code is simply scanned by your device on your desk or your till, or by the roaming device in your establishment. And that crypto is then instantly taken from the customer's Coinbase wallet in this example, and instantly sent into your K-Merchant back office system. Now, instant is very important because it's that point there that causes most people difficulty in retail and merchant businesses because, for example, Bitcoin is highly volatile. Okay, and it's the reason it's highly volatile is because it's still a very young commodity. In that sense, it's still very speculative in terms of how people are positioning and finding uses for Bitcoin in this example. So by definition, you have volatility, which is perfectly natural. But if you've taken you charge $5 and taken $5 for that cup of coffee, then the last thing you want to happen, and you're taking it in Bitcoin, is for that to be of a different value, say $4.50, by the time you get chance to push that back into your wallet or convert it back to fiat as you feel you need to pay suppliers and staff and cover the cost of your business. The difference with K-Merchant is that it will guarantee that convertibility to fiat. So the $5 that the person pays through Coinbase for that cup of coffee is guaranteed to be $5 at the point you transact it back out, if you need to, into fiat. Moreover, because of the way that the system works in the back end with regards to something called arbitrage, it takes that Bitcoin equivalence of $5 and goes immediately onto the open markets to trade. And it generates a positive, in other words, a gain, because it's looking to sell the Bitcoin that you've taken in at a higher level in fiat terms compared to when the customer paid you. And that generates a revenue. And that revenue then goes ahead and allows Karatbars with Gold Standard Bank to provide K-Merchant for free in each transaction. So every transaction, there's no transaction fees Okay, unlike MasterCard or Visa, where you can be paying 2-3% per transaction, there are no fees with K-Merchant per transaction because of that arbitrage system. Now, crucially, if you are a affiliate for the installed K-Merchant inside any establishment, then you actually take a commission. It's called fee-based commissions. You take a commission for that particular transaction, guaranteed at 1% and paid 50-50 in direct and 50 in what are called units. And that's something we can talk about in another video. So that's very important. But if you're the affiliate for yourself, because you run a Karatbars account, in other words, you have a gold standard bank account, then you generate the 1% for your own establishment. So not only are you charging the €5 equivalent for that cup of coffee paid in Bitcoin, and you're able to then assure that value so that you have control over your cash flow, you're also able to generate small fees and commissions every single time you sell cups of coffee or whatever you do in your business. So very, very special platform indeed. Okay. And just to be clear, those commissions are paid in the same transaction currency as the transaction took place in. So if the person pays in Bitcoin, you'll receive commissions in Bitcoin. In Ethereum, you'll get paid commissions in Ethereum. And if it's KBC, you'll get paid commissions in KBC. Okay, so it's very, very special. And we'll touch on that as we go through the rest of this video. But it's worth opening up with that explanation so that you're clear on how powerful K-Merchant is in your business. Okay, so as I say, what you do is you log into K-Merchant using the credentials that you will already have as you registered for the system. Okay, if you're already an affiliate in Karatbars or a Gold Standard Bank member, even just as a customer, then you use the same credentials in K-Merchant as you are for your Gold Standard Bank account, and it basically brings you into a back office that looks like this. And this is very important because this is the area that we're going to go through now step by step that actually allows you to manage all the activities inside your K-Merchant ecosystem. It's a very special system, very simple system, actually, as hopefully I'll be able to demonstrate as we go through these next few minutes. So you have your dashboard here, excuse me, and this dashboard allows you to set up your virtual shops. So you may have an online concern, which allows you to manage online stores, or you may have real stores, of course, okay, bricks and mortar stores. Okay, so the system allows you to manage both. It will allow you to oversee and have a view of total transactions going through all stores, total generated income in fiat. So whatever the values of these coins are, Bitcoin, Ethereum, KBC, as they work, as we go through time, obviously these are tradable coins, so they work through time at different values that will reflect there. A generated crypto income in BTC, in Bitcoin, is available to us. And then the total available balance you have in fiat at any one time based on the transactions going through your business or your businesses. The top stores can be seen in terms of your top stores that are bringing in most transactions, which is really good to see. And your active shops are shown here in terms of how many stores you've got set up, either real or virtual, and you can go ahead and keep a track of your active stores subjects. If you just got one store, that's absolutely fine. It works exactly the same way. You just get one output coming through to your dashboard back office. Okay. Now the virtual terminals are what I was talking about earlier. The point of sale terminals can be set up. Okay, to do that, and I'll go through shortly, the need to be KYC approved at least a silver level. This is just a dummy account we've got set up just for the purposes of this demonstration. And basically this allows you to set up your terminals. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that you can have this as an API on your laptop, very simply, if you're working with WooCommerce or you're working with any of these, Magento, any of these popular online stores, you can have them as an API link simply attached into your e-commerce backend. If you're working with a bricks and mortar store, you can just simply have a laptop set up as you have right here now that allows you to scan the person's Coinbase account, for example, wallet QR code into the laptop, or you do that using mobile devices or tablets. as we're used to these days in many stores. So that's simply an application, very, very simple indeed. And in future videos, we'll show you how to uh, set up each of these POS devices so that you allocate them to a member of staff, for example, with a particular PIN code to keep everything safe and secure. So that's how you do that in there. You can set all the settings up. You have your devices set up in here as well, as I say, to make sure. So you simply add a device, and that allows you to set the device name. So that might be shop number 1. You set the PIN. Also, you give the device a name, so it might be Kelly's POS, something like that. The device PIN for Kelly to use every time she instigates that app on her device, and the shop that it's allocated to. Okay, so you simply add that in there, and then the devices are associated with each of your outlets. Okay, so these are all things we can talk about in future videos, but as an overview, that's basically how it works. The shops, very, very similar, is you set up your individual shops as you see fit. So you can simply add a new shop. It defaults as one shop. You can edit that as you need to, but you simply say whether it's a real shop or an online shop. You put the name of the store, the address, the phone number, the emails, the shop link. If you'll have a website and the manager of that store. Similarly with online stores, it's same again, but with this time with a website linked maybe to an e-commerce platform. So you set up as many stores as you want. So if you're working as a reseller, as an affiliate for this particular piece of software, then you can actually set up multiple stores on behalf of multiple people and manage their back end for them. That's a perfectly sensible thing to be doing. Failing that, you're an owner of a retail outlet. You're also an affiliate for yourself inside the Gold Standard Bank ecosystem, and this is where you'd set up your multiple shops so that you have full control in your dashboard of exactly what's going on. Similarly with employees, you can add in your employee list, so you'll add in your staff so that everybody is accounted for in the system, and you know who's doing what, where, and when, quite simply. Okay. So that works really well there, and you will then obviously be able to track employee transactions based on what each of those individual POS devices is doing in each individual store. Transactions is an overview of all transactions happening within each of your stores as set up. So as you build out multiple stores, you'll see them all across the top here, and you can see exactly what's going on in terms of dates and currency amounts and the type of currency being used, the crypto, the employee it's down to. So it's very, very powerful. You can see all this going on in real time. Very, very special indeed. The virtual orders is an area whereby you have the same transactions monitoring going on, but with your e-commerce stores. Okay, so if you have an e-commerce store alongside your bricks and mortar store, this is where it's all monitored in there. Customers, straightforward enough, is where you can assess customers' details. And once you've got shops added, you can take details of customers if you wish and if they wish. And you can keep a track of customers here, build out lists of customers, etc., for your future purposes in marketing, maybe something like that. Payment links. Again, you need to be silver KYC. KYC is basically know your customer, so it's a legal piece of legislation that's required in financial services for people to understand people's IDs and proof of address. It's for money laundering purposes, and it's to make sure that Gold Standard Bank and K Merchant actually knows that you're a real person and this actually is a legitimate business. So KYC is necessary, and payment links allow you simply to send out links to help people pay you for your services. We'll go through that in a future video. API backend, this is either for you if you have the capability, or more probably to your software service providers. They can basically get into the API backend of this system. It's an open source system, and refine it. Things like branding and color and different things like that they can modify to make it more personalized to your particular business. So they're very powerful indeed. And then we have finance, which is very important. This is obviously where you're able to withdraw. In other words, you're able to withdraw fiat as it's converted. If you instruct the system to convert the Bitcoin, for example, or the KBC to fiat in the trade, which it will do, then it will bring that equivalent amount of fiat, as I explained earlier, into your back office instantly, which allows you then to have a ability to withdraw that amount of fiat that's going through per transaction. And we'll go through this in future videos, but it allows you to set up withdraw fund instructions. So you might want that to be withdrawn in crypto. If that's the case, then you instruct it how much crypto you want to bring out, and subject to, as I'll show you in a minute, the wallets you've got set up in crypto. In other words, you might have your own Coinbase wallet that you've set up to take in Bitcoin, to take in Ethereum, or to take in KBC. As long as you've assigned the relevant public key, in other words, the special code that's only denoted to you under your Coinbase wallet for that particular cryptocurrency, then K-Merchant will automatically send over that amount of currency, or manually like this, periodically, so that you have that accumulating in your own private wallet and not held on K-Merchant. Okay, so that's crypto. Similarly with fiat, as I'll show you in a minute, you're able to set up your bank account details, SWIFT, IBAN details in the back end of K-Merchant, so you can then send periodically fiat cash to your business account as you would normally pay through. Now, the good thing about K-Merchant compared to, say, MasterCard or Visa is that's actually done in less than a week. So it's done within 7 days. With Visa, MasterCard, you can wait up to 30 days for your cash flow to come through. So that's another benefit of this particular ecosystem and tool. As the basic KYC setup on this particular back-end demonstration office, then it's 2,000 a day. But as you go up to silver and gold, then that increases subject to what you need to be doing with your business. Okay, so that's how we manage the withdrawals. Now, the wallets are what I was referring to there. The wallets are to do with you assigning wallets, either in Bitcoin, Ethereum, or KBC, or all three. You can choose which of those three. Might just be wanting to work with KBC if you choose. You might just be wanting to work with Bitcoin. That's possible. Or you might want to be working with all three, as you have here. So all you do is you give the wallet a name. So it might be my Coinbase Bitcoin. You put in the Bitcoin public key that's generated by Coinbase here. And it must be a Bitcoin wallet. It must be a Bitcoin wallet if you're going to assign the Bitcoin. It must be a Ethereum wallet if you're going to assign Ethereum. And it must be a KBC wallet here if you're going to assign KBC. All that is generated in Coinbase, okay, or whatever wallet you choose to use in terms of holding your cryptocurrency. So you add your wallets in here, straightforward enough. And similarly with bank accounts, you simply input here, and you do have to be a gold level KYC at this point. So you will have had to set up KYCs to a business level, which means you need a business address, you need a registered business, all that needs to go in. And then it allows you to set up a bank account or withdraw from the bank account. You can set it up, but it won't let you withdraw unless you're gold. So you set up here the bank name, all the usual stuff, address of your BIC, your IBAN, bank name, the name on the account, all the usual stuff. That's your business account goes in there. And then periodically you can send fiat converted from the cryptocurrencies that K-Merchant allows you to take without any fee charges, by the way, and guaranteeing absolutely the value of the fiat price. In other words, that $5 cup of coffee will always be a $5 cup of coffee. Okay, and that's the powerful thing about this system, is that's already in place, underwritten by gold standard banks to remain that way. That's very special. And finally, you've got daily reports as you can use to run your cash flow and run your business through this system. Okay. Last but not least is KYC. I've mentioned it a couple of times through the video. It's very important, as if you're running this as a full business, then you will need gold level. Okay, to get to gold level, you need silver. Okay, so you're automatically bronze as you register. To get to silver, you simply need to add an ID with face, in other words, a selfie with you holding your ID, and a phone number. You need silver to get gold. And then gold will ask you for more details, including company address, company registration number, another proof of address for the actual company, the company name, and registration certificate proof. Okay. To get the full use out of K-Merchant, you have to be gold. That mainly means you need gold to be able to withdraw your fiat funds from your crypto transactions. Okay, so that's important. You can be fully functional with silver, no issue at all. You would simply send your transactions to your crypto wallets. Okay, so that's very, very important indeed. So that's the overview, guys. That gives you an absolute overview of what K-Merchant is all about. It's a very, very powerful platform. One of the big issues with cryptocurrencies over the years has been that stability, has been that reliance that you can take payment in Bitcoin and know it will still have fiat value. Because obviously you've got staff and suppliers and everything else to pay for in your business. You want to make sure that everything stays as it needs to be. Okay, so it's very important. So whoever showed you this video, and if you want to come to us as well, you're perfectly entitled to. Then this will be the way it's explained to you. But this overview is designed just to give you a heads up on the whole ecosystem and how it all works. The videos we'll do now, coming through next, will be all about this in detail, how we can break this down into how this is all set up and how it actually works. But like I said at the top of the video, it's quite simple. The customer, your customer, will raise an equivalent amount on their wallet, on their phone, say out of Coinbase. That creates a QR code that is scanned into K-Merchant, and that instantly takes the equivalent amount of Bitcoin, Ethereum, or KBC, whatever they decide to pay in, into your account at that fiat value. And it's that fiat value that then goes instantly into the markets to be traded, something called arbitrage, that then comes back not just with the equivalent amount in fiat that's locked then into your K-Merchant, but it also comes back with a commission. And 50% of that commission is paid to you directly as an affiliate or an affiliate user, and 50% is paid in units into your gold standard bank back office. Okay, commissions are paid in the transaction currency used, Bitcoin, Ethereum, or KBC. Okay, so very, very special. The 1% of the fee is guaranteed. Okay, and that's something that can create a fantastic position, particularly small business owners, because a lot of small business owners may not own the building they're in. They may be renting the building they're in, and they may be leasing the equipment they use to run their business. Therefore, they don't have much of a balance sheet to speak of. They run a P&L, they run a profit and loss account business for 10, 20, 30 years, creating income, of course, but not creating assets. And the assets are the most powerful thing, because it's those assets that create the value in your business that makes it worth something to somebody in the future. And if you're building that on gold, then you'll find that purchasing power of gold, which is accumulated every single time you sell that cup of coffee, every single time you provide that service in this system, then that gold will build up very quickly. And it's that denotes the value of your business. It's the balance sheet. Okay, so it's very, very powerful. Just as a point of reference, there's no chargebacks either with blockchain. So chargebacks can be really painful for retailers, because by the time it's gone through MasterCard and then a customer's done something to take that back because they're not happy with something or other, 30 days later you can be getting less cash into your business than you thought was coming. So no chargebacks either with this system, which is very, very powerful. It locks it all down and takes control back to you. So the customer comes back to you and you decide whether you refund them for whatever they've done, not a card provider. So these are all very special little things that go on behind the scenes with K-Merchant. So hopefully you found this video useful. Look for future videos now. We'll go into some of these sections in more detail and break down how the setup works. But if you are working as a third-party reseller of this system and an affiliate, then I would absolutely guarantee that you will find it much easier to be out there helping retailers in your community to use this system if you start to use the system yourself. And that doesn't mean you need to be a business. It just means you can run it as a dummy account, but set your own Coinbase account up, load it with some Bitcoin, transact with the POS section in this particular system, and watch the Bitcoin come in and out, and take the Bitcoin out and put it into your wallet and watch what happens. This is the best way, because you can then provide that knowledge to your community and they know you know what you're talking about. If you don't, you're going to find it very difficult to convince people this is something they should do, okay, no matter how powerful it is. So with that, I'll end this video and we'll see you next time.